Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender. It's Tuesday, August 13th, 2025. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Sorry about that. So it's Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. We're taking a look at SPX on the daily time frame, also on the 65. We'll look at the VIX on the daily as well. And I think we're right on the cusp here. There's some hints that perhaps SPX, SPY, ES can still inch out one more high here. Some hints of that. Google is still some unfinished business. IWM already did theirs. DIA is getting a potential reversal candle, but that still really could make a new high as well. But I'm not trading them. I'm not banking on that. And so just a couple hints on some things that could go a little higher, maybe Amazon as well. But other than that, most everything is completing their business and completing their highs. And when the rest of the market turns, so will they. They'll get some follow through. So let's check out these indicators today. And the VIX is the biggest tell of this. And make sure you stick around. I think what could happen with PPI tomorrow before the bell, if we do get a brand new high here, a point or two up on SPY, I will add to my shorts. We added yesterday. Those are doing just fine, even with the pop and drop we had today. And, we have some longer swings, but we're going to add on and probably a pretty big, a full-size swing on our next, if we do make a new high there. And if that's the case, I do think VIX bottomed and perhaps SPY, SPX could get one more little high, but I'm not banking on that to happen. VIX is very... it gives a lot of confidence that we're going to get our reversal. Now, with the game plan, we have to watch out for this turning into a wave 1 from a wave 5. Okay, so let's just get that out of the way now. So if it gets a higher low here, holds on to this trend, then we're looking at some call protection, taking some profits into that area, that zone. That should be a 50-60% retracement. And maybe we'll get a bounce off of that anyway. But we're certainly going to keep swings for puts in this direction. For this, possibly, you could even look at it like this. I know it's really, really skewed, but a head and shoulders kind of look there, right? I'm going to keep here for the 3 peak, and let's jump into it. So we're doing this intraday about 1:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to get these videos intraday, maybe it can help out with some of your decision making, and it comes with the Discord as well. So we're checking things out in the Discord. We have some fantastic traders in there, and I love that we're posting those charts. Soul Race has been, spot on about being bullish. I just think you're playing with fire if you're buying into these positions here, unless you're really, really like short-term trader. I mean, obviously we all have our trading styles, but I'm looking on a daily basis and the hourly. So I'm looking at the big picture for these reversals and such. So one more new high there doesn't change my mind, doesn't change anything. So thanks for you guys in the Discord for posting. Ralph Kaz has been nailing it with the forks that he puts on there. So everybody has their different styles, and it really, really helps. So check out that Discord. It's 99 cents a month just to become that YouTube supporter, and not YouTube, not on Patreon. And it just comes with so much value. And then we did our cycles and members video today and individual names. That's $4.99 per day. Or per day, my gosh. That's $4.99 a month. And so I know these are really cheap, but it's just to get out to the masses. I'm not really trying to make a living off of YouTube. So, all right. Well, we have SPX on the daily time frame. And we're looking at a new wedge forming, a larger wedge off of this move here. We had this smaller wedge, broke down from there, made a new high, and now formed a larger wedge there. And I do suspect that will break down next time. Moving averages are clearly momentum to the upside into resistance. 20 moving average is the trend. Trend is up, momentum is up, but we are into resistance. Okay, so McClellan oscillator. So we saw that yesterday we were getting some strength, and maybe tomorrow with the new high, we can see, I'll take that arrow out, maybe we'll see an overbought situation. And what that's going to tell me is that we make a new high there, and then we have a divergence from these peaks, from these former peaks, and maybe we get into this downtrend line here. All right, so that's one big divergence. I know that's bigger than usual. Well, not so much. Look at that one right there. Our last one that we had there was a big divergence there, and then we created another one in the near term. So not, I thought it was big, but that took 3 months last time. That was huge top there. So again, gaining a little bit of strength, but I think most of this would be, unlike down here where the big tech was holding everything up, now we're getting IWM and DIA kind of rotating into those, and those have much more names. Those affect breadth a lot more than the individual names. So getting the rotation into those, I think that will roll over soon. If not tomorrow, the next day. But PPI, I would imagine I'm looking for a pop in the PPI and then a drop. Here's our MACD trying to get a bullish crossover. Again, negative divergence. And here to here. And we're looking for the slow stoke to cross over. It looks like it's trying to right now. Let's see what happens tomorrow. If we have a down day tomorrow, this might set off a sell signal. DMARC just still rolling up there. What do we have, a 5 count today? So we have our 13 sell exhaustion, and we're at a 6 count. So can we make it to 9? That's, I guess it's still possible, that would bring us into, I think, next week, if we have 6, what's today, 7, 8, that would bring us into Monday being a top there, maybe turn around Tuesday. So we'll keep that in mind if the market wants to hold itself up going into there. Awesome oscillator, divergences. Let's go to SPY so we can get that money flow. Money flowing in, or is it flowing out? Let's see. Yep, still out. We had that consolidation area, and we did a video on NDX and QQQ for the trade yesterday, and you could see that it was very similar, that we had all of this congestion, and we finally broke down from it. Now we are back testing, and that looks very similar on NDX. Bollinger Band. It's trying to push it to the upside, but you have your sell signal. Again, we had that sell signal yesterday, but we didn't have a reversal candle. That didn't mean we couldn't gap down or anything, but this is a good setup here. Now, I don't use that particular setup, but that is, I'm just showing this for your guys' sake. And LA oscillator still on a 3 to 5, wave 3 into wave 5. Let's go to VIX. And on the VIX, we're in the daily cycle low here today. The ideal low is 813, if you see that highlighted box. And so that's possibly the low today. If we get the low today here and we make one more high on SPY, that's a nice divergence there that will represent a good reversal turn going into the end of the week here. So with the moving averages, we're going to have to fight above those moving averages. And look at the traditional technical analysis, that pattern. If we use all the bodies there, the wick up here and all the bodies, we came exactly to that point. And also these lows here. So we're connecting in all this confluence right there as well. So backing up to SPY again, I just want to show the target area we're looking for. So here's our expanded ending diagonal, and we're looking to see if we're going to either start to fall from here or if we're going to get some sort of massive last move to the upside, because all of our waves have been expanding here into 3 and 4, and it's not unusual for wave 5 to really take off and be larger than wave 3. And we're just not there yet, clearly. But we might be in that we might be completing that first wave, right? So if we were to get 100% from low to high there, we would need to get to be longer than wave 3. Price would need to get above 682 or so. It's not perfect, 685 we'll call it. So that would be longer than wave 3, and obviously if it makes it that far, something else is happening, and we're probably going to head to some of these targets here, even a little bit higher to the high. We don't have to make it to the wedge high there, but that's something to keep in mind for the bulls if that's what you're looking for. I'm looking for a turn or reversal. So you have your two spots here, and that's the so two scenarios here where we're looking for A being done. This was all the A wave, just like look at wave 3. That was A wave, B into C, which was wave 3, ABC to 4, and this could be A, B, C into wave 5. And now for that bullish, it should be a pretty shallow, I would imagine it'd be a lot more shallow type move, maybe something like this, where it came down to the 382 and kept moving. And in that scenario, this B wave, here's the 382. I have to adjust it with price moving higher. And so we'd make it into that 582 area. And some people are calling that a wave 4 too. We've been eyeing that both with the members' videos. And so it should be, it could be shallow move and then go get those highs. I'm not saying that can't happen, but we're going to be looking for that wave 1 in a purple, wave 2, 3, 4, and beyond. Okay. And just to give you the examples, if we do start breaking these highs here to 127, it'll be obvious that we're going to make it up to this 695 area. And the reason is this is our correction from wave 3 into wave 4. That was February into April. And it's very typical. I didn't think we were going to make it to the 127. And so that's why I think we're going to go just a tad bit higher here. But we have our correction, and how we usually make our targets is the retracements from this. As soon as you get above this area, now you have your extensions, and the 127 is our first primary, and then our secondary is the 162. So let's kind of dig in there a little bit and see where we are. So we're rejecting off the 123, which is a minor area there. And if we do gap up from PPI, that will be another objective short for me. And so that's at about 648. And that'll bring us to about 6,500 anyway on the on SPX. So it's a possibility. We don't have to. We already hit some minor targets here, but it's something to keep an eye on. And then after that, we'll be looking for our significant retracement, even if we only make it to the 382, which is pretty shallow, or even the 23.6, and if this makes it up here, if price goes up here, that kind of matches with this whole zone of fibs. So, and that will be the former all-time high as well. So you should see a reaction off of this no matter what. And that will probably be, I guess I'll call it, like we said in the members video, the easy trade would be off to the 612 area. But I would still say it's likely that we get a little bit lower. Doesn't have to. And then we'll be looking to see what kind of price action happens after that. Okay. All right, spent a lot of time on that, but we're near that target, and so want to point it out. Let's call this the zone. So we're at the zone. Could go a little bit higher on the PPI, and then looking for a reversal from there. So I'll add on to puts a little bit higher. All right, and way up top was that 162. That's at 695. And even if you're like gold, then you have a 200% retracement extension after that too. So, and that would take it right up to the top of the wedge. All right, so I know what some people are going to say, oh, you're getting bullish now. No, we're looking for a reversal, and then we'll see what price action does after that. All right, where did we go through everything? Yes, so let's go to the 65 and just go through the traditional look and see if we can tell anything. And there's another little tea leaf why I think we might go just a tad higher. And so here we go with our wedges forming here, smaller wedges. Here's a channel, and our moving averages, we're holding above those right now. Momentum's up, and the trend is up. But this looks incomplete to me. So there's two ways I'm kind of looking at that. This could be some sort of ending diagonal where this is the first wave being 3 waves. And then you have 3 more waves for possibly 2 into wave 3. And then you get some sort of wave 4 into wave 5. So that's a possibility right there. And again, our target would be 648. It's just above us. It's not far at all. Maybe we should put a box up there. 640, and I guess we can put it to 650 since that would be kind of the, I guess the attraction, the pull up to that level if it wanted to get to a round number. And what else? So it does look incomplete, and plus that looks like a flag there. Or it could be, you could count it as a 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have to complete 4, 5, and 4, 5. So that's another suggestion, is if this is a nesting and it has to complete all of that. I think it's more likely with these divergences playing in that this is the 3-wave move for 1, 3-wave for 3, and we don't have to get the crossover, but if it did. If it was bearish, get the crossover of wave 1 and still goes higher, then that's still a valid play for the ending diagonal. So I'm not sure that's going to happen like that, but we'll see what price action gives us. Whole point is make it simple. If it makes it up to this box, we're going to reshort the market. Here's your MACD trying to curl over. If it goes a little higher, it's just testing is at the 0 lines. We're still bullish. Histogram's still bullish here. We haven't gotten the crossover. So we're forming new divergences, but we're going to look in the near term. So the slow stoch's already oscillated down here. It's likely we go higher because of this flag. And this slow stoch should curl up, and we'll see if we can get a divergence there. So we burned into a new high up top here. So that tells me with the new high, you might get a lower high from the RSI and look for divergence there. And we'll move on from there and see if we can cycle all the way through on the slow stoch. It's likely we'll hold here, looks like it. And we'll check that out tomorrow, see where we're at. D-Mark? D-Mark, you got a 9 count there. Did get a correction off of it. Not a perfect move there, but we'll see if we can get a new count going higher. Awesome Oscillator made a new high. So again, we're going to look in that near term. That near term, do we get lower highs into a wave 3, into a 5? All right, and that's how the LA Oscillator will look as well. Money flow, if we're going to go higher, maybe it does get, maybe we get to that extended area overbought, but so far it seems money is flowing out from the information that we have at time. But no setup. I wouldn't call that a setup. it needs to get back to that overbought territory for me to consider that overdone and to short it. So we'll see if those align. And same thing with the RSI. We did have a sell off of there with that sell signal, but it was just a flag type action. And if we go higher and push into the Bollinger Band, we should get another oversold with a negative divergence, and that will be another short-term sell signal. It could end up being the top, obviously, but if we're on the 65, you can talk short-term. And the Elliott oscillator again. So this is what we'll be looking for: a wave 3 into a wave 5 right here. So we're going to look for that same thing. I'll put the arrow over there in anticipation and see if that's what happens, if that's the case. All right, and let me get this out to you guys. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hit that notification bell.